Well, parents do all they can to take care of their children, but they don't always take care of themselves.
That's why it's so important for adult children to sit down with their parents to make sure their finances are protected.
That's right. Local financial professional Robert Baltzell from RLB Financial joins us with the questions adult children need to ask their parents. I went through this with my mother when she was alive. Very difficult conversation to even start. So how do we start the conversation?
Well, first, to start opening up, a financial professional can help ease this discomfort that is, and help start a conversation between a family. And so that can help start the conversation.
We were talking about this just in the commercial break. We're talking about a generation that is pretty frugal, and a lot of people cannot afford a financial professional. So what do you do here? How do you start that conversation and help your parents?
Yeah, look how complex your plan is. If it's not very complex, a lot of times there's help online through different websites that can help you put together your own plan. But then when your plan starts getting complex, meaning there's more things that you want to happen after you pass and rules that need to be followed, then you need to bring in financial professionals and estate planning attorneys to make sure those are followed.
Let's talk about some of those questions we have to ask to get the conversation started. Give us some of the basics.
Do you have a will? You know, only 40% of Americans have a will. I know nobody wants to talk about what happens after you die, but this is important to make sure that your assets go where you want to go. Keep in mind, if you don't have a plan, the state has a plan for you, and believe me, you don't want their plan. The will is a cornerstone of estate planning. So if you have a will, stop, you're not done yet. Talk to an estate planning attorney or financial professional about, do I have a financial power of attorney, a medical power of attorney in case you're incapacitated, and then if you have a trust is a rule book of what the rules you want followed after your passing.
You mentioned this earlier. Parents tend to be a little paranoid of what could happen with their nest eggs, what they've done. How do you get them to give up the information? Like, where are the most important documents? I mean, you talk to your parents all the time. It's a difficult conversation.
Well, first off, you want to keep those documents where they're readily accessible.
Should you have a copy of them yourself as a child?
As a child, yes, yeah. I would recommend that. But not all parents are comfortable with that. So again, a financial professional can educate them and help them understand these things that we have to deal with when we do pass, and understand where they need to keep these documents where they're readily accessible.
Look, when it comes to my parents, they're going to say, I don't care how old you are, you need to stay in your lane. So again, it's a very difficult conversation to even get generated. What should I do? How should I start the conversation? And how soon is too soon? How late is too late?
Mom and Dad, have you dealt with these issues that might happen when you pass? If they haven't, that starts a conversation. Now, you don't have to know about what the balances are and where the money is at, okay, but just knowing that they have dealt with it, and where do I go if something happens to you? Where does a trustee go if something happens to you? So that, believe me, nobody wants to leave a mess. Yeah. So you definitely don't want to leave a mess when we go, that somebody has access to those documents to make sure that the rules are followed.
And you could set the example by saying, hey, I'm doing this myself. Have you thought about it? Because yeah, like you, I'm going through it with my parents right now.
Of course, yeah. So. I mean, we grow older, we become more paranoid, but as I did it, I discussed that with my parents too, and that opened up, and with the financial professional, which opened the conversation up.
All right, Robert, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.